Hi, I'm Dawn, and this is where Shabby meets Bling.
You're watching Gardening Girls. I would like to thank my co-host, LaVon from Statement Designs, for joining me tonight. You're going to find the links to her channel and this playlist in my description box below.
It is gardening week, and this is what I'm dealing with. Continuous rain. I'm going to try to get outside and do some stuff, but boy, look how green my grass is. And my peach tree Georgia is doing really, really well. So hopefully I can get out here and plant some things. We shall see. We shall see.
Since it's raining, I decided to go thrifting. And I found this lampshade. Yes, I did. And I have a purpose for it. And would you take a look at that? I love lamps. Love lamp. Mercury glass. I'm taking that one too. I don't even care what it costs. Yes, I do. I'm lying. I care what it costs. We'll see what it costs. And I might buy that too. Look what else I found. It's a little garden hoe. A little garden hoe. It's made for kids, but guess what? I'm just a smidge over 5 feet tall, so yeah, there you go. I think it stopped raining. I'm gonna head on home. Look what I found to go with that shade. Yeah, solid brass. It's kind of a mess. But it was only $5.99, or was it? Dun dun dun. Nope, it was half off, green tag sale. $3. $3. We just need a painter. I think I have a visitor. Meet Rain. This little guy fell out of a tree and he has suffered some injuries, and he's the sweetest, kindest little thing ever. So trusting. I love him.
You may remember from this video, this lamp. Of course, when I showed it to you, it had a lampshade on it. It's an outdoor lamp, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? I made it an outdoor lamp. I have yet, though, to cut off all the electrical parts and so on. But I want to upgrade it today, and I want to make a shade for it that is outdoor appropriate, and I want it to be solar. Now, it just so happens, la 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 la, look what I found. As you can see, it is identical. Sorry for the road noise. It's a thing at this time of day, but they are identical. So I'm going to try to get them both to be solar and both to have shades. There's no way I'm going to be able to make the shades match perfect, but I can make them coordinate. So that's what I'm starting with right there. These two lovely little peaches. Let's get to work.
To make my lamp solar, I need solar lights. So I will be picking up a couple of solar path lights. And these are nice, but I don't think with what I've got in mind for the shade that these will work at all. So we're gonna see what else is available. There are so many to choose from, but it's gotta be the right shape. These aren't bad right there. Not bad at all. But I kind of wanted something a little more beefier, a little meatier, more substantial. Kind of like these. These are glass. And they're only $4.99 each. And they're black. I don't think anything else that I've seen, especially not those mushrooms, are going to work for me. So I'm going to grab a couple of these and head on home. Since the electrical part of this lamp is not only unnecessary, but it's in my way, it has to go. So I'm going to disassemble. I'm going to remove the little socket part of this lamp and the cord and cut it free. I will be keeping the cord because you never know, you just never know when you're gonna need an old electrical cord. Once I get this totally disassembled, I'm going to reassemble it to show you what I have in mind. Here we are. And here's my solar light. And I forgot to tell you, I bought these at Menards. I was at Menards shopping. What I need to do with this little solar light is make it fit inside the socket of my lamp. I need to make the end of it fit right into there like so. And right now it does not. It's way too meaty. Those little ridges are sticking out, so I need to shave them down. I came to this fight prepared. I have my handy dandy knife and my coping saw, and we'll see which one will do the job. I'm hoping I just need to use the knife. It is taking little shavings of that plastic ridge right off. And if I do this repeatedly on each of those little ridges, it should fit right into that socket. Now I am disassembling this lamp for real because I'm going to reconfigure it and I'm going to add a couple other components to it. It's not going to be like this anymore. It's not going to hold a harp. It's not going to hold the light socket. It is going to hold something totally different. I take off that little metal plate at the bottom. I reinsert that little candle cup and I put the metal plate on top. And now for the other items. This is a cake pan, and I already have a hole in it because I was going to use it for a different project. Well, I need a hole in it anyway, but the hole is not big enough. So using that little metal plate as a guide, I determine what drill bit I need so the hole will fit onto my lamp, and I drill the hole bigger. This is a charger plate. And you know I like to use charger plates. I'll put a little link to this video in the description box so you can see another way I used a charger plate. This charger plate is going to go on top of that cake pan. It also needs a hole so it will fit on my lamp, but this one has a designated spot that is centered in the middle, so all I need to do is drill right through that little divot that's already on the bottom of this charger plate. Once I'm done drilling the hole, I can reassemble the lamp in its new configuration. Then we will take it outside to pine it, and I'm going to show you what I'll be using for a lampshade. I thrifted this metal bird cage a few years back, and I've used it for display in a couple of different ways, but now she's going to find a permanent home. This little bird cage is going to be our lampshade. I need to remove that little perch that a little fake bird would sit on, and I need to clean her up, and then she'll get painted. Now I'm going to paint all the components of this lamp: the lamp base, the bird cage, and my solar light. I start with the base. My first coat is red oxide metal primer by Rust-Oleum. The base of this lamp is kind of a bronze color, and my bird cage is black, straight up black. So I need to make these things marry together so they really do look like they belong together as one cohesive piece. I will get a good coat on this lamp base, and then I'm going to come back while the paint is still damp and hit it with a Rust-Oleum black ultra matte paint. As these two paint colors combine, they will become a bronze color. I will use both these paints in combination until I get the look I am after. Once I'm finished with the lamp base, I will move on to the other pieces. Since I'm spray painting and the other components are complete and they're drying, I am going to do the same technique on this lamp base that I found, because this lamp is going to end up on my front porch. I will address the lampshade that goes with this lamp a little bit later because it does have some issues. Here's my little solar light. It is painted and totally dry, and now it's getting charged up by the sun. And this lovely plant right next to it is called a Russian sage, and it is gorgeous and it smells amazing. And now for my lampshade. I really like this fabric, not sure what it is. Not quite burlap, not quite canvas. Can't quite nail what this is, but it's really awesome. And coupled with that metal lamp, it will look lovely on my front porch. Plus, it will give me some extra ambient lighting. The only problem with this lampshade is the fabric is coming off of the frame. So what I'm doing is using my Aleene's tacky glue to glue the fabric back onto the frame. Once I have all the glue in place, I'm going to use some of my handy dandy paper clips and my tiny clamps to hold the fabric in place while it dries. Once it's dry, totally dry, I'm going to take it outside and hit it with 3 or 4 coats of Scotchgard so that it can endure the elements for years to come. A very simple flip for the lamp and the lampshade to take it from indoors to out. Many people have been asking me for updates on not only my peach tree, but my blueberry bush. So here is Violet, and you can see she is producing a beautiful blueberries for me. They are not too tart, they are not too sweet. It is the Goldilocks zone. They are just right. They are juicy and delicious. Just a beautiful taste. It's even hard to describe because when you grow things yourself, it is a very different taste from the fruit you buy in the grocery stores. And your fruit lasts longer.
My morning treasures to go with my breakfast. Did not think that after the frost that Georgia was going to give us peaches, but look at that. Oh, Georgia, you're such a good girl. Such a good girl. Let's see what else we got. La 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 la. Ooh, look here. Peaches. Peaches. Look at that. Look at those. Just hiding away. Quite a few. Very exciting. Very exciting. Ooh. Peaches. So exciting. Beautiful. I'm checking out Walmart's garden center and look what they've got. Chicks and hens marked down to $3 each. I'm gonna get them all because I've got an idea for these little chicks and hens. Yeah, we'll see what else they have. I picked up this extremely large D. Oh, D for Dawn. Well, I was thrifting quite a while ago, and you can see it is not in the best shape, but it's big. I mean, reference, there's my hand, so you can see how incredibly large it is. I'm not going to decorate it, per se. I am going to flip it over. And it's still a D. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant it. I'm going to plant it with what I just found at Walmart. I found 6 in all, and you can see that they are really healthy. I mean, look how beautiful that is. Absolutely gorgeous. So I need to prep the back of my D to be able to house these. I've done this once before. I'll leave the link for that video in the description box. My other thought with the D is that possibly I spray paint the sides and the back that color, which is very similar to a rolling planter that I just planted up. I am going to be using this color on some other things because it's simply gorgeous. It is earthy green. Yeah, so pretty. Okay, there we go.
I did decide to paint it. I gave it 3 really good coats, then set it aside to dry. My D is dry, and now I am going to cut some chicken wire to go inside the D. Very simple, and this is rusty old chicken wire because the goal is to make it disappear. I think if you catch a glimpse of it, it is going to be better disguised than a brand new chicken wire. When I did my chair, I was aiming for a totally different look than what I'm doing here. So to begin, I cut the chicken wire a little bit larger than the D itself, both the inside and the out. It's kind of like leaving a seam allowance when you're sewing. Once my chicken wire is cut, I will take it and I will sculpt it to fit inside that D.
This is what we have so far. I have cut my chicken wire. I created a hole in the middle, and then I have just tucked the edges down into the side, and you can see it's in there pretty darn good. Now the top's not in there quite so well. What I did, where it is in well, is I utilized the very poor welding on this thing, and I ran a wire through it. You can see it's super tiny and it's green, which kind of coordinates. I could paint it out, but I'm not gonna bother. But this side over here and at the top, I need to secure it a little bit more or it won't handle the ability to hang on a wall. And that's what this is intended to do. It's supposed to be a vertical garden.
I am back outside because right now it is beautiful out, no more rain at the moment. And you can see I have secured that chicken wire in my D really well. Now for the next step. I need to add a layer of moss on the bottom of my D, and I will be pushing it through the little holes of the chicken wire to do so. I am creating a planting base for my hens and chicks, so I need to cover the entire base, the entire bottom of this D with my moss. I am using a Spanish moss to do this, a green Spanish moss. Well, greenish anyway.
I am working my little hiney off here, trying to get done, and this is what's rolling in. And it's starting to rain.
That rain did not stop, so I drug everything inside and finished the moss layer. And since it's still raining, I'm just gonna finish the whole thing in the house, mess or not. And this is really messy, because the next layer is topsoil. I have a big bag of dirt just sitting on my work table, and you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So I am just using some small utensils. One is a spoon, one of my craft spoons, and one of my sculpting tools to push the topsoil down through the little openings of my chicken wire. The layer of soil I'm putting in here is going to be a 1/2 inch at most. Once I get my layer of dirt completely covering that moss, we will plant. This has to be the worst looking layered salad ever. Very unappetizing. Very. This is my method of planting the little hens and chicks. The first thing I have done is created with my hemostat a little horizontal trough or channel for the roots to be pushed gently into. Then I take all of the little roots from my hen while keeping an eye on all the little chicks, holding them in the air and funneling the roots down through that trough. All of the roots from that hen need to go down through the same hole in the chicken wire. Isn't it funny? I'm planting hens and chicks through chicken wire. If you try to plant them with the roots going straight down to the bottom of the D, you have a really, really good chance that these will fall out. Keep in mind, this thing is going to be hung on a wall. So your best bet of keeping them in place is to plant them horizontally with those roots running parallel to the bottom of the D. After I get all of the roots all in that little channel, that little tunnel, that little trough, I pack it tightly with more moss. This really will hold them in place, but you have to be gentle or you will break the little roots right off of them. I will continue randomly placing my hens and chicks all over this D. I am not going to put all the large ones in one location. I'm going to spread them out here and there so they look pretty to me. And then I will fill in the gaps with medium size and smaller ones. While thrifting, I find these letters, these metal letters, all the time. So you could spell out a word, you could spell out your own name, you could spell out your address. You can do whatever you want, but keep in mind, you need a letter or number that flipped over will still be the same letter or number.
I recently thrifted this little saucer, terracotta saucer, for $1. Not too shabby. And I got this sweet little nugget.
Isn't he cute? For $1.99. Now, I think the really cute thing about this little guy is with 4th of July coming up, doesn't that look like almost like a little flag? Like his little wings, a flag? Flying high. Isn't that sweet? Oh, I think he's adorable. Love him. And I also picked up, when I was plant shopping at Walmart in the clearance section, 4 ivy. Sadly, they're not the perennials, they're the annuals, but I will cellar them. I do have good luck with cellaring my plants.
These are 2 plants that I had cellared. And when I say cellar, I don't mean like way deep in a cellar. I mean on my cellar steps. Open the cellar doors, sit them on the step for the winter, and this is what you get. Now, I'm gonna clean them up, and we will see. You can already tell that I've got life. Things are alive, it's alive. And these 2 pots, potted plants, I should say, go into these big beauties. And I just touched those up with some paint, and they are ready for the recipients. Woohoo! Garden.
All of my projects are complete. My planting is done. I think we need to go outside and take a look.
Sometimes when I'm out in my garden, I catch the most amazing things. Do you see that? That is not a bumblebee. I'm told it's a hummingbird moth. I'm going to show it to you in slow motion. This sweet little creature is about 3 times the size of a normal bumblebee, even those big chunky ones. Nature truly is amazing. Here's just a quick look at the 2 cellared plants I showed you earlier, and you can see how well they're doing. Keep in mind, I've had success with annuals as well, so it's worth a try if you have cellar steps. Let's take a look at our outdoor lamp. What a nice addition to my porch, sitting right next to my rehabbed bench. I think it looks great, and it really coordinates with my pillow. Now for that totally transformed floor lamp. What once was an indoor floor lamp is now a piece of garden art and an outdoor lighting source. By day, I have a cute little display in there with that sweet bird that I found and a terracotta pot that I planted with some of those annual ivy. And by night, she will become a beautiful lamp. I really love how this turned out. You can see that the little pot I had in there earlier with the bird would not fit with the solar light inserted. And if you notice, the solar light is coming from the top. The part of the lamp that would have originally held the electrical, I took and glued up into the inside of the top of that bird cage. I used Gorilla Glue to do so. I'm very happy with how bright this solar light is and how beautifully my lamp leads the way right to my back garden. I saved my favorite for last. My giant letter D now on the side of my garage. I love the green paint of the D itself, but I really love all the succulents, all those hens and chicks that I planted. I hung it by using 2 brackets. These were salvaged off of a shelf that I used in my bathroom reno transformation. I keep everything, and for good reason. For moments just like this, I hung one below the top part of the D and one below the bottom, and she seems to be holding just fine. If you decide to try this, take your time. You will be rewarded with a living piece of art when you're done. This has been Gardening Girls. Thanks again to my co-host, Lavon, for joining me tonight. You're going to find the links to her channel and this playlist in my description box below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, and share it with someone that you think might enjoy it as well. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Ring that bell for notifications of all my newest videos. Subscribe, you know you wanna, and consider joining. But for now, this is Dawn with Shabby Meets Bling. Thank you so much for watching, and I really look forward to seeing you next time.